What's good, everybody? It's your boy PSP in the building. Just want to give a recap from what I saw in yesterday's Monday Night Football game between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. Dallas Cowboys won the game 23-16. They moved their record to 2-1. As for the New York Giants, they're no longer undefeated. So the only undefeated teams in the National Football League are the Miami Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles. Cooper Rush, the backup quarterback, who was taken over for Dak Prescott due to injury, played well again. 21 of 31, 215 yards, one touchdown pass. Should have had two touchdown passes had it not been for that drop by CeeDee Lamb. What also helped Cooper Rush was, of course, the running game. Tony Pollard played great. 13 carries, 105 yards, 8.1 yards per carry. And previously, who I thought coming into that game was going to be an X factor, Ezekiel Elliott played well, 15 carries, 73 yards, an average of 4.9 yards a carry, and of course a touchdown run. And CeeDee Lamb, even though, as I mentioned, he did drop one touchdown catch that I thought he should have made, but he later redeemed himself with that incredible one-hand touchdown catch in the red zone. 8 catches, 87 yards, one touchdown. But, of course, we got to give some love to the Dallas Cowboys defense. DeMarcus Ware, in my opinion, was player of the game. He had 3 sacks, 6 solo tackles, 3 tackles for loss. He was all over Daniel Jones, and especially the Dallas Cowboys defense. Daniel Jones in that game was sacked 5 times. Micah Parsons didn't get a sack, but, folks, the way that he was getting after Daniel Jones, putting pressure on him, it just goes to show you what a special young talent Micah Parsons was. And the Giants actually had a chance to tie the game. And then Daniel Jones, just as I expected, ended the game with a costly interception to Trayvon Diggs. So my takes from it is the Dallas Cowboys defense is for real. And Cooper Rush, if he continues to play like this, should be the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys for the remainder of the season. As crazy as that sounds, because, again, you paid Dak Prescott a ton of money. He's the face of the franchise. But look, you don't want to mess up or sabotage what you have going on so far right now. Cooper Rush has played well enough. Now, Dak Prescott, he told ESPN's Lisa Salters that there is a possibility he could come back in week 4 against Washington. But if I'm Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, I would not rush Dak Prescott to play. Cooper Rush has played well enough. Okay. He's 2-0 so far as the starter for the Dallas Cowboys this season. And I think if you rush Dak back in that game, I think you're going to rush him back to injury. So if I'm Jerry, I would sit Dak Prescott out. I would make sure Dak Prescott is 100% or close to 100% healthy. And I think Cooper Rush has played well enough in order for the Dallas Cowboys to win football games. So I think leave it at that. Cooper Rush should be the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. He's played well enough. The Cowboys are still able to win games because of how well he's taking care of the football and also the defense. And Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, has done a great job with the defense. It's the 3rd time so far this season that the Dallas Cowboys defense has held an opposing offense to under 20 points. They held the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense in the season opener on Sunday night to just 19 points. They held the Cincinnati Bengals offense to 17 points. And they held the New York Giants offense to 16 points. You could win when your defense is holding the opposing offense to under 20 points. Dan Quinn has done a great job with this defense, and eventually I believe he will get a head coaching job in the NFL. He is the reason why the Dallas Cowboys defense has been playing so well, other than great players such as Micah Parsons. And I think offensively, Kellen Moore has done his part as the offensive coordinator. And the Dallas Cowboys offense, they don't need to be explosive. They just need to be effective. They just need to make enough plays in order for them to win. So that's my take with the Dallas Cowboys. Now with the New York Giants, I'm going to be very critical. Kenny Galladay, the New York Giants, yeah, you're going to have to move on from him. It was a huge mistake signing him, let alone giving him that contract. Daniel Jones, look, I don't want to be too hard on Daniel Jones. He did what he could, but I was never sold on Daniel Jones in the first place. And if I'm the New York Giants, if I'm asking the New York Giants, did you draft Daniel Jones for two reasons? Was it one, did you drafted him because you needed a quarterback and it was either him or rest his soul, Dwayne Haskins? That's number one. Or number two, did you draft him because he played at Duke and because his head coach was David Cutcliffe, who has a great relationship with the Manning family, who's worked with Peyton and Eli Manning? So I need to know exactly why the Giants drafted Daniel Jones with the number 6 pick in the draft. Because from what I've seen from Daniel Jones, I do see a very talented quarterback. Daniel Jones can move. Daniel Jones has a good enough arm. But at the same time, I see someone who plays scared and cannot take care of the football. And I just think after this season, the Giants, eventually, they will move on from Daniel Jones. I've seen enough body of work. As far as I'm concerned, this is as far as Daniel Jones can get. I'm still keeping Saquon because even though Saquon Barkley has had durability issues in the past, Saquon, when healthy, I know what I can get. And last night, Saquon played well. 14 carries, 81 yards, 1 touchdown run. When Saquon Barkley is healthy, he can give you Pro Bowl production. But and bad news for the New York Giants. Sterling Shepard was carted off in that game. Just knocking on wood that he's okay. I hope his season is not ended because last year he went through a lot, especially with the Achilles injury. But Kenny Galladay, 0 catches, 0 yards, nothing. And it was only targeted at least 3 times in that game. Kenny Galladay is just awful. And the Giants made a huge mistake giving him a ton of money. The Giants also made a huge mistake drafting Daniel Jones. I said Daniel Jones is just a guy. Just like I said Baker Mayfield is just a guy, so is Daniel Jones. Because I believe Daniel Jones, this is as far as he can go. The Giants have to move on from him. They have to get a quarterback, whether in the draft or in free agency. But bottom line, Daniel Jones cannot be the quarterback for the New York Giants in the foreseeable future. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. And Brian Daboll, look, has done a good job. I think eventually the defense has played well enough. And Brian Daboll has done a good job coaching this team. But you got to move on from Daniel Jones. I've seen enough. This is as far as he can get. He's just a guy. There's nothing special about him, I think. But not only Daniel Jones has to go, Kenny Galladay has to go, and the offensive line, it's just bad. It's still just bad to me. I mean, Daniel Jones finished that game getting sacked 5 times. He had a QBR of 41.6, passer rating of 57.9. I'm just not sold on Daniel Jones, and I wasn't really sold on the New York Giants because look at the last 2 teams they've beaten. They beat Tennessee and they beat the Carolina Panthers. Those are teams that don't really knock your socks off or anything like that. So I'm sorry, I'm just not impressed with what I've seen from the New York Giants, except Brian Daboll as a coach. So anyway, let me know in the comment section below. Is it more good Cowboys or is it more bad Giants? Is it time for the New York Giants after this season to move on from Daniel Jones and Kenny Galladay? Is the Dallas Cowboys for real? Can they actually keep this up? Should Cooper Rush be the quarterback for the remainder of the season? Or should they hand Dak Prescott back the starting job? Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Aside from that, it's your boy Sports PSP. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and God bless.